You think you need more belief in yourself to overcome imposter syndrome, but what if you actually need the opposite? Maybe you do affirmations. You stand in front of the mirror and say, I am capable. I know what I'm doing, but your body doesn't believe it. Or maybe you've tried the fake it till you make it and you show up confident even when you don't feel it. But all that does is it makes the gap between where you are and where you are pretending to be feel even bigger.
Here is why that is the hard way. You're trying to generate belief starting from nothing. You're trying to convince yourself of something that you don't have any evidence for yet. And your nervous system, it's not buying it. If you know anything about investing in real estate, you might be familiar with the concept of accelerating your results through borrowing other people's money. And when I'm talking to entrepreneurs who've already built something successful, but they're wanting to scale it really big, I like to bridge that concept into the idea of borrowing other people's audiences. Basically, you find somebody who has the thing you're looking for, you tap into that, and then create a win-win situation where you get access to something that you didn't have before in both of those situations. But here's what's really cool. With self-confidence, you can do the exact same thing. You can actually borrow other people's confidence.
Okay, so for example, we say all the time, you are who you surround yourself with. You are the sum of your 5 people that you hang out with most. That's why it's so important to surround yourself with growth-minded people and get yourself into these rooms. And one of the reasons why is because you actually absorb their confidence. When $20,000 days are normal to them, or $1 million years are normal to them, it starts to feel normal for you too. It starts to be embedded into your nervous system as, okay, these are realistic numbers that people are working with. I hear it all the time. My friends make this much. I can do this too. You literally start to absorb it, right? And it's the same thing when you hang out with more broke-minded people, people who think that starting your business is a waste of time and complain all the time. You absorb that too. And so something I always tell my clients is, if you don't have a network of entrepreneurs, pay to get in the room, pay for these masterminds, to go to networking events, whether you're uncomfortable or not. In fact, if you're uncomfortable, the more uncomfortable you are, the more that you need it. But you need to pay to get access and to get proximity to these people, because that is the absolute fastest way to level up and to start feeling like you actually belong there and you are no longer this imposter pretending like you're actually somebody online when you don't actually feel like that in your body.
When I started out in wedding photography, I would see these successful people who were making $5,000, $10,000 for a wedding. And I thought, that's crazy. I would have to do this for years. I'd have to build up the confidence to figure out how to do this, to be good enough to feel like I could charge that much. And I would say probably 2 years in, was maybe averaging $1,500 to $2,500, which was great from where I started, but I just kept thinking, I need to know more. I need to have something else. I was looking to all these external things to figure out how I was going to feel better about my own self and be able to actually get into that position. And I ended up coming across these people that I followed for a whole year. I absolutely loved their work. It was absolutely beautiful. Every single photo that they posted, I loved it. And I then remember coming across a post that they put in a group that I was a member of at the time, where they were talking about how much money that they made just for an engagement session. And it was more than I was making for a whole wedding. And I thought, did they accidentally put an extra zero on there? What's going on? And so I sent a message right away. Was that a typo? Did you mean that? What's going on here? And he responded right away and said, nope, that's correct. That's what we do. We have a whole system for it. And I responded right away and said, can you teach this to me? How can I learn this? I will do anything. And they didn't actually have any sort of program or anything set up for it. They just came up with a price, which was several thousand more than I had available at the time, but figured out how to make it work. Put it on a card, flew up to Canada, sat with them for 2 days, and they walked me through the whole entire process. And they were averaging $15,000 per wedding at that time. And They showed how I could do it. But when they were talking to me and they could see things about myself, it wasn't just that they were revealing the system. It was they had confidence in me. They encouraged me. They said, oh, you absolutely can do this because you are this way. You have this. You have this. If you just add that to what we know, this, and this, it's going to work great for you. We do it all the time. It works perfectly. And went home, implemented absolutely everything that they said, and within 2 months had 4 times higher sales than what was happening before. And it was just having that belief in myself and following their system. And then it just kept going up from there. Eventually got to making 15, 20, 25,000 per wedding. I think the highest was about 35,000. And I quit doing that 10 years ago. So that was a lot more money back then. But point being, that experience was so amazing that when I stopped doing that and went into one of my next businesses, which was selling physical products, I did the same thing. I found somebody who knew what they were doing, had a track record of success, had a system that I could install into what I was doing so I could repeat that success. And I joined another mastermind with them and started hanging out with all the people that were in that group where that was the normal thing. There were lots of people who were making 10,000 a month, 100,000 a month. Some were making $1 million a month. And that was just normal talk for all of them. And so absorbing all of that stuff, just like Becca was talking about, but for me was just them hearing what I was doing, looking at what I was doing, and them being encouraging and validating with, hey, I remember being where you were, and then I did this, and this happened. This is how it is for me now, and the same thing can happen for you. And just hearing that over and over, and they had confidence in me, which then very quickly turned into, okay, these people are 10 times, 100 times more successful than me. They have confidence in me. I can have confidence in me. I'll just lean into that, borrow that belief, borrow that feeling. And that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what ended up happening with that business as well. For about 2.5 years, there was not a single month that was below 6 figures. It's absolutely amazing. And then I ended up selling that business, took 2 years off, traveled, phenomenal. But who knows if that ever would have happened if I wouldn't have been able to borrow that confidence, if I didn't surround myself with the right people. That was absolutely key for me. And that's why anytime I get into anything that I want to do, that's the first thing that I do. In my opinion, that is the ultimate hack, the ultimate cheat code, and I cannot imagine getting any results in anything any faster than being around the right people.
Another reason why getting into the rooms with people who have done it can help with your imposter syndrome is because they have done it. So you can talk to them. They can talk to you about their experiences, and you can know that you are not alone in that and that you might be on the cusp of a breakthrough. Okay. So for example, my mentor said that right before you quantum leap, it feels like your whole life is falling apart. And I remember feeling like I was so close and I was so close, but I just kept feeling like my life was falling apart. And I'm like, am I that close? Am I that close? And she said that, and I'm like, she's right. She's right. I really am that close. And it made me feel so much better. And then I kept showing up as the version of myself who really was that close. And because I absorbed that from her, and she had lived through it, and I got to gain that knowledge from her experience. And if I had started doubting myself and stopped showing up, I would have never gotten there. So hanging around people like that can help guide you on the decisions to make. It can help you feel like you really are on the right track and you are not being an imposter. And it is so much easier to absorb that belief from somebody else than it is to mentally just try to talk yourself out of it.
So that is one of the easiest and fastest ways to get confidence in yourself and banish imposter syndrome. But you might be wondering, how do I come across as an authority to other people online? How do I create content that creates that feeling in other people? And if you want to solve that problem, you should check out our video on the 3 types of Instagram posts that build instant authority by clicking on this video right here, this one. There it is. Click on that one.